What is going on, everyone? My name's Boit, and I'm back with some more Age of Mythology. The Titans action spawning in the right side of the map in the Loki color, playing as blue. You see what I did there? It wasn't smart. It was silly. His name is Matreiuss, and yes, he is playing as Loki, not blue. He is the blue color playing as Loki. All right, his opponent today, none other than the Egyptian expert, in quotation marks, playing as Set. His name is Joe. Joe the Great, Joe the Wise, Joe the Set, Joe that hasn't watched my build order videos, but is still somehow able to win with Egyptian. So we'll see how things are going to go here. We've got Set versus Loki. Now, I'll talk a little bit about this matchup. I think this matchup is a very, very difficult one for Loki for several reasons. So I'm excited to see what Matreiuss is going to do to cover his weak points. So first and foremost, let's talk about what Set can do in this matchup. So first strategy, which is really, really strong, is a 4-minute advance time, building yourself priests and the pharaoh out early to go out and try and knock off Hunt early, and then go in with Axemen, Spearmen, a follow-up, and start hard classical fighting to win the game. And then you win the game, you end the game with either a heroic timing push with ancestors on a second gold mine, or you just straight win the game by your opponent not having any food to gather because you win all of that and all of that good stuff. So that's option number one. Option number two would be some form of a hard one town center timing attack. You go 4:30 advance time, 2 monuments, making animals in your base, defending your base with wall houses and all the other good stuff, and you hit the timing at around about 10 minutes with 3 siege towers before your opponent can get to the mythic age. You kill, the heroic age, hopefully killing the town center before your opponent hits the heroic age through Bragi, and then you can win that way by having them on the back foot, making Axemen and all the other good stuff. Hey, thank you so much for the 5 gifted subs, Keto. Appreciate you, my friend. One day we'll have to get Keto to come over to the competitive Age Mythology and see if he can tango with the best of them, because everyone seems to think he's a very, very strong player. So still no temple up just yet for Joe. He needs to throw it down. You basically need to throw it down 50-ish seconds before you want to advance. So if you want to advance at 3:30, you need to throw it down at 2:40 with 1 villager. But we have 2 villagers here, so we might be seeing a 3:15 or something from Joe here. Matreiuss, on the other hand, a little bit more interesting to see what he's going to be going for. He's getting himself some dwarves out. Definitely wants to find himself 4 dwarves here. And see what he can do with that. As there we go, the extra dwarf going to come out, I'm sure. There we go, and he's going to be able to advance, no problems. It's going to be a standard Loki advance time here. And coming through, another gift of sub. Thank you so much, Keto. Appreciate you. As Forseti is on the way. So let's see exactly when Joe's going to be advancing, and Joe goes for a 4:30 here with 0 monuments. Okay, 0 monument, 4:30 advance time from Joe. All right, onwards and upwards, start on the way. All right, we've got the relic over here, the Thundercloud Shawl, minus 5% human. Pierce vulnerability, not going to be that useful for Joe here, but definitely something he might want to consider grabbing in the future if he to prevent his opponent from getting it, because it will be a bonus here for Matreiuss. So let's see exactly what Joe's plans are here. He's moving villagers over onto the gold. He's got 7 villagers on gold. This kind of a villager distribution does indicate to me a second town center, but it's really, really late. It's really, really late as we're starting to see walls coming up over here for Joe. He's on this position over here trying to get his caribou and everything else. The Auroch moving forward. We see the Aurochs searching in onto this position, looking to take some stuff out on this position here. Maybe going to attack the Skraeling or something else. Utilizing these Aurochs offensively can be really, really strong. They do 4.2 damage per second and have 84 HP. Compare that to the Ulfsark. Effectively, this is one Ulfsark in terms of damage, but the Hursa come out, and these Aurochs are going to go down very, very fast, as we do see the vision coming in now for Joe. What's he going to go for? The villagers retreating away from here on this location. We see the Pharaoh coming in onto this position here. We see barracks getting thrown up. The walls are already up. The Aurochs pulling back over here as the villagers are going to be moving up onto this position over here as Matreiuss going to delete that, rebuild that wall. The Aurochs pulling all the way back here as the Pharaoh is coming through. We see the villagers getting pulled off of this gold mine right now, moving over onto this hunt. So we are going to be seeing a very, very hard classical fight here from Joe moving forward as he realizes this is mostly where the hunt is going to be. We see the units pushing in. We do have a spy on the Pharaoh at this point in the game. The gold mine over here is relatively open. There is a sentry tower here, though. If it does get taken down, that will be very big for Joe moving forward here, as we'll see where Joe's going to go in the future here. He's looking around, trying to find something to attack as Joe does spot these Hersa over here. Matreiuss, on the other hand, he's making himself some raiding cavalry out on this position. When you are playing against a classical fight of the Egyptian, you do need to delay Hall of Thanes. I think it's worthwhile to even just take villagers off of food here and go for, or maybe not, but maybe take villagers off of food here, make some throwing axemen, make some raiding cavalry, as we do see Joe pushing in here. There is a world where you can shifting sands this and bring all your units to safety, get a little bit of damage done. We do see the Pharaoh getting pulled back there as another troll coming in. This is really, really tough for Joe to make work with only one Pharaoh, as the Pharaoh does get taken down. Now this other troll is going to be able to carry this fight home as Matreiuss holds this one beautifully here, taking down that priest beautifully as the axemen are going to get taken down there nicely as the troll here is going to clean up that other animal there, and Joe has to pull back. Joe's pressure here has been thwarted quite a bit as he is trying to get out as many units as he possibly can here, but we'll see how it's going to go. This is going to be a tough one here for Joe. Joe's finished up on this hunt. He's pulled back into his main base. He's going to be eating these Aurochs. He's only got one monument here. He's getting his armory up here. He's trying to pressure this location, but he still doesn't have any real heroes over here as the villagers are going to get pulled back. There's only a handful of spearmen as Joe is getting absolutely clowned right now as he pulls back. The villagers almost finished up on this hunt anyway. So even if he pushes in here and wins the fight, the villagers can still just like, they're not really getting pushed off anything here as Matreiuss is troll and everything else there from Matreiuss is in perfect position, perfectly placed. Plenty of raiding cavalry here. These axemen are useless now. You need spearmen, pure spearmen at this point, as we do see the shifting sands coming in here. That's always going to deal damage here if you take those and you have a box. But Joe didn't even set up a box there. He's just pulling the raiding cavalry away from that position to give himself a little bit of a timing over here as the raiding cavalry retreat back. They don't even lose any of them there. And Joe is down two god powers. He's at 67 population. Matreiuss is at 66 population. We see another longhouse getting set up over here. Is Matreiuss here now? He's got 700 gold left in this gold mine. Matreiuss has avoided problem number one in this game, which is losing the early game. Problem number two is he needs to make sure that he has enough of an army to get himself a second gold mine moving forward here as the troll gets some good damage done there. The priest here, though, coming in to take that one out. You got to be really, really careful there. That troll here is helping out a ton in these fights as the villagers still haven't really been taken down. Joe can't push in here just yet as that priest is going to start getting whacked a little bit. Matreiuss does decide to pull back there as Joe also retreats away. Whoa, 7 HP Hersa right now, getting damage done over here. This is really, really scary for Joe. If he doesn't kill this off fast enough, the Hersa might get a myth unit spawn, but he does take it down. Nice play from Joe. He's still going to be okay here moving forward in this game. Villagers pumping out even more over here as the priest walking forward here. We'll see what is going to happen. We got 8 spearmen, 10 axemen here. Matreiuss, on the other hand, he is playing this so smart. He is still making some Hersa, but barely any Hersa at this point. He's mostly just going raiding cavalry against these axemen. And while the axemen do have 40% hack armor, the raiding cavalry have 20% hack armor. Those axemen do next to nothing against them. Probably like 4 damage a second or something versus the raiding cavalry, which are doing like 6 damage a second plus 105 HP. It starts becoming much, much better the more upgrades you get for these raiding cavalry against those axemen. So right now, you probably argue that the axemen not that bad against the raiding cavalry, but once the medium raiders come in, it's a different story. As the gold villagers do finish up over here, Matreiuss is at 95 of 95 population. He doesn't have a gold mine to really go to at this point. The hyena for Joe is sitting over here. Let's see, does he spot this location nicely? Not really, but his spider senses are tingling. He sees this happening. Matreiuss, on the other hand, out of position. The army swinging in here. The villagers are going to be making a break for it, but Joe is going to say, no, 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 not today. Get back here. Going to pick off a couple of villagers here, but now the army going to be coming through. We've got 2 trolls coming in. The priest out of position here. Joe needs to micro this one to keep his priest alive so he can take out those trolls. Otherwise, they will do primo damage in on this fight over here. Maybe box formation or something to move the priests in here, but the priests get cut off. Beautiful play by Matreiuss. There's now 1 priest remaining. It does go down. A Valkyrie spawn here, and Joe has to get out here. Matreiuss playing this one absurdly good in this game, as Joe has actually cut production relatively here, just making slingers. As his army's going to pull back, Joe does have another ace up his sleeve, which is the Ancestors timing attack. Let's see how far Matreiuss is from advancing. He doesn't have an armory up just yet, but he can immediately throw one up. His dwarves coming over onto this gold mine. He's got Hunt as well on this position. So an armory and a mythic, an armory and a heroic age coming through here for Matreiuss is going to be possible very, very quickly, but Joe has a timing. Joe's going to have a timing here if he can hit the next age. I mean, he could make himself 25. What are you using the favor for in this game? Make yourself some gazelle, my friend. You can make yourself. Look at this. Let me just do some quick math. 2 favor. That's going to be 13 gazelle. Let's just say you make 10 gazelle. That's 750 food worth of hunt he could make right now and not have to make farms and advance immediately here. But instead, Matreiuss now, he is going to get closer and closer to the heroic age, and he's going to have a very, very easy time dealing with Ancestors if he can cast flaming weapons when the Ancestors comes down here. So we'll see how things are going to be moving on in this game here, as Joe has clicked up through Nephthys. His gold is just about to expire. He does need to figure out where he wants to go. Going to send his army out a little bit early here, as the army here for Matreiuss coming through. Joe does spot that there. He's going to lose a spearman, and almost the other spearman is he's going to pull back, as Matreiuss is absolutely huge coming forward here. We still don't see that armory up for Matreiuss just yet. He's got no production coming through here. He's got himself some Auroch in the corner of the map over here, as the villagers are trying to eat up this caribou over here, as the spearman does spot it on that location here, as Joe is all the way back in his base. Nephthys 80% of the way through. Joe obviously feels like he's still got a chance in this game, so we'll see how he's going to go as the spearmen are still coming out. We've got ourselves only 9 spearmen in this fight. Now we've got medium raiders through. It's now going to be 11 spearmen. Medium raiders is through. Those axemen are relatively useless moving forward here. Matreiuss here just about to be able to click up here. He does click up. He does have an armory. He's going up through Bragi. We've got a minute here that Joe has to play with to cut gold and get an advantage. But look at the gold in Matreiuss's bank right now. 900 gold here. Joe is going to be desperately searching for something to attack. He's moving straight through the main base, going to attempt to get behind these walls. I like that play, but I mean, the dwarves can just move through this wall and come over onto this gold mine as an option here for Matreiuss, as Joe just walks straight through here. We're going to see walls getting thrown up over here as Matreiuss is biding his time as best as he possibly can. The spearmen do get in here. They do thwart this ever so slightly, but we see the spearmen over here going to attempt to stop this one here. We see the Ulfsark attempting to finish off this wall here. This wall does get denied as the unit's going to come through. Matreiuss has really played this one beautifully here as the Ancestors gets dropped here. Joe's perspective right now, he sees the walls up. The Ancestors gets dropped. The Hersor over here can help out a ton over on this position as the priest comes through, going to start taking down the thrown axeman here. Bragi does come in. We see the Valkyrie getting picked off, as now the walls over here need to get taken down. Matreiuss might not even need to cast himself flaming weapons on this position to defend here, as Joe tries his darndest to push through. We've got more walls getting thrown up here by Matreiuss, as these trolls, not only these, they can sit over here and pick off the ancestors from afar. Does Joe realize that the units are over here? Yes, he does. Trying to break down this wall over here, as Joe's ancestors has got 15 seconds remaining here. The wall gets broken down. The battle ball gets produced by Matreiuss over here. Not only that, we see the line of sight over here for Matreiuss. Matreiuss can easily come over there and take that down. The Scorpion Men, though, are out now for Joe, obviously saving that favor for something there. He wanted the Scorpion Men, thinks that that's going to be able to help him win these fights, but the trolls are here, and look at the damage these trolls do to the Scorpion Men right now. They absolutely carve through that Scorpion Man as it's getting absolutely destroyed. We see them retreating back as we've got 3 battle ball out now for Matreiuss. Joe, on the other hand, lots of wood in the bank. No Migdol out just yet. Flaming Weapons does get cast here. Look at that. Heavy Raiders through as Joe's going to be pulling back. We still got 50 seconds left of Flaming Weapons, and Joe's gold mine is completely exposed here. Joe does still have 115 population. Matreiuss has 115 population himself. He's grabbing himself a second town center behind this as the villagers pull back here. Joe's going to retreat all the way back into his base here and see if he can regroup, rally his forces here and see what he can do. Let's check out this. He's drawing down a market. He can sell himself wood for the time being. We have seen that those giraffes have been deleted here to eat. So at least Joe is getting those. We do have no plow for Joe. He'll build farms, but he won't get plow. Shake my head. As the Raiders trying to push in here, trying to get some damage done. You see the mining camp getting picked off. These barracks here going to go down very fast to these battle balls as Matreiuss is throwing all... he's just throwing everything right now at Joe. He's got such an advantage here. We do see the priests are out. They're going to start taking down those trolls really, really quickly. But the Scorpion Men are starting to go down as well, as Matreiuss doesn't really care. He's just going to be targeting those down as best as he can. These priests, do they have funeral rites? They do not have funeral rites. This troll is going to be going down as well, as Matreiuss is going to be pulling away. Joe, on the other hand, going to look to get this Migdol stronghold up. And the battle ball searching around for gold, as maybe, just maybe, Joe can get this gold mine. But if he does, Matreiuss can just turn around and take it down himself. We see this town center almost up over here. A random crocodile of Set is attempting to take down a temple here. It's not a lot of damage, but the dwarf deals with that one nicely here as the units do pull back. Matreiuss, on the other hand, now going to start making her sir and everything else. Does he have himself that funeral rites? Not funeral rites. Hall of Fame yet? The answer is actually no at this point, as Matreiuss manages to get his town center up here. Joe here still looking for a way back into this game. He's getting his Migdol up. He's getting his siege works up. Matreiuss, while he has a significant advantage here, he's not out of the woodwork just yet. You think about it like chess. He's in a winning position, but Joe has got an attack up his sleeve here. He is going for an all-in attack. If Matreiuss defends, he is going to be able to win this game completely here. So Joe needs to figure out where he's going to attack and how he's going to continue to put pressure onto Matreiuss. And Matreiuss just needs to consolidate, make sure he has no weaknesses in his base, and just push back as best as he possibly can here. As the Herser pull away here, we'll see what Matreiuss is going to be doing to take this down as the armory gets pulled down. Will he be able to stop the copper mail, coming through? 99%, it does come through, and then the armory goes down. Matreiuss will get his resources back for that copper shield, but he does get himself that armor upgrade there nicely, as the battle ball are going to be coming through here like a ton of bricks. As Joe here, he still hasn't gotten himself funeral rites. Those battle ball are going to be absolutely huge. Get himself a troll spawn in here as well to help him out just ever so slightly, as the Herser managed to take down another Scorpion Men there. As the priest taking down the battle ball, the chariot archers pulling back ever so slightly here, as Joe's got himself 87 of 115 population. Those chariot archers are not going to be useful at all against these heavy raiders that are coming through here. They are so absurdly strong. Matreiuss does decide to retreat back here for the time being. He's at 117 of 130 population. He feels like he needs a couple more military buildings before he starts putting this pressure on. The hunt is just about to expire here, so Matreiuss realizes he needs 5 farms as well. So he's just taking it slow. Look at the score difference right now. He's 1,000 score in front for Matreiuss, and he is just playing it safe and sound here as best as he can. Some barracks now coming down for Joe, wanting to get himself out some more spearmen here to deal with those raiders, as we do see the priest taking down the troll there as the battle ball going to be pushing back in onto this position. The battle ball retreating back, seeing what he can do here. Matreiuss, on the other hand, seeing what he can do as well.
Greek.
And now we see the raiders swinging around. They have found themselves some villagers over there, as Joe is going to be searching for something to attack, or something to retreat, I should say. I'm very silly about it. It looks like there Joe realizes he is maybe just a little bit too far behind. 115 of 100 population. These gold villagers going to get picked off, and that would be very much GG there. Let's take a quick look at the post game here and take a look at the differences in civilian units. Look, the civilian unit count is really similar here. And I think this is the story of this matchup. The civilian count is equal, but Joe is behind on resources. Take a look at the dwarves, and you see hand axe, you see pickaxe, you see all those upgrades, and then you take a look at what Joe's got. Joe's got himself shaft mine, he's missed plow, he's got himself hand axe. Joe's actually got decent upgrades here, apart from his plow. So what's missing? Well, honestly, what's missing is that Matreiuss was hunting for the entire game and Joe was not. If you take a look at the food total, this is where the difference really is. While Joe's got way more food than Matreiuss, Matreiuss had barely as many villagers on food. I think Joe would have had like 20 villagers on food or something, and Matreiuss would have had like 8. And yet it's this close. Gold total here, significantly in front for Matreiuss. Obviously, that's going to be the case with those dwarves. But then I think the other thing to take into account here that I think may be interesting, maybe not. If you take into account how many dwarves Matreiuss has built, 10 dwarves here on this location, 13 dwarves over here, a whole bunch of dwarves in the main base over here, 17, 18, 19. Let's just keep counting them all. We got 21, 22 dwarves, a whole bunch over here, 26 dwarves, 30 dwarves. Let's just say it's 30, but it's more than 30 because he's got a whole bunch over here. So 36 or nearly 40 dwarves. Each dwarf costs 2 seconds more to train. So every time you build 7 dwarves, that should be a villager advantage in terms of numbers for the Egyptian player. And that doesn't seem to be the case here for Joe. He must have had a lot of idle time in that town center due to things like not having the correct amount of villagers on food while he was producing spearmen, axemen, and all of that other stuff. So Joe just fell behind quite significantly here. But honestly, one thing I want to see from Joe is the 2 villagers on gold at the start of the game. So 2 food, 2 gold. If he starts doing that, he's going to realize he can throw that temple down with 1 villager, hit himself 2 monument advance times, and find himself having a lot more advantage with Set and with Egyptian in the coming in his games. But Joe just plays for fun. He doesn't want to learn anything new. And I'll see you guys in the next game.